I could not live without champagne. In victory, I deserve it. In defeat, I need it. And that was Winston Churchill in 1946. And hello once again and welcome back to my channel. I am 350 and today is a rather special wine tasting video. So it is approaching 80 years of the VE Day anniversary. And yeah, so I've been looking forward to doing this one. I initially wanted to do a video for this particular champagne, but as I realised we're approaching the 80th anniversary of VE Day, I thought, oh, it may be worth just waiting a few more days and then put something together to mark that occasion also. Okay, so I have with me today a bottle of Pol Roger. And you will understandably ask, what has that got to do with the 80th anniversary of VE Day, or VE Day in any particular year? Well, it's apparently Sir Winston Churchill's most favourite brand of champagne. And I believe the champagne maker, Pol Roger, has been making a lot of noise and practically marketed the whole brand around the connection with Sir Winston Churchill. So I would like to see on the if I could just Google up to see if there's any particular photos of him drinking the actual Pol Roger champagne. But there's no denying that he was a fan of champagne, and I would imagine he would have been pretty happy to drink any champagne as long as it was available. So I'm looking forward to opening up this bottle and sharing my tasting notes and tasting experience with you. I'm not going to lie to you. I have had Pol Roger quite a few times, not as much as Sir Winston Churchill, though. Of course, allegedly he's had about 42,000 bottles in his lifetime. Not necessarily he drunk all 42,000 bottles on his own. He may have shared it with quite a lot of people. So I think that would have been much more aligned with reality. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and open this bottle and then we'll get started with the tasting.
Bullfest hela dagen. Mjöl från livets grottekvarn. Bullfest hela dagen. Stort på stort, det har vi alltid gjort. Så det är bullfest hela dagen.
Okay, I am ready to now open up this bottle and we'll get started. I've done this, I'm pretty sure I've done this about a dozen times already in front of the camera, but I'm still nervous. You can never be sure with pressurized bottles of wine. You have to take into account that the pressure inside a sparkly bottle of wine is approximately 2 to 3 times the pressure you find in a car tire. Yeah. Right, so let's get the foil up. It's nicely chilled as well. It may be a little bit too chilled for optimal taste. That's just my opinion. But it is a good safeguard against the cork just simply releasing itself, which will happen if the champagne was anywhere nearer towards room temperature. Okay, get my trusty old tongs again, and again, still quite nervous using these. Okay, grip it tightly and then wish me luck. Nice and easy, nice and easy. This one's rather, I don't know, it's quite a long cork. It's actually taken, I've got a fair amount of travel. There we go. Whoa. Oh dear. Right, I'm not sure I can even edit this one out. All right, apologies about that. I had a little bit of a clean up and then we're now good to start. Already, the mousse is amazing and I love the colour. It's, yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the Pol Roger champagne. Yeah, looking very splendid. I'm holding the glass about 8 inches away from my nose, and I could smell the bouquet very nicely. Oh, yes, that is rather spot on. That is, yeah. It's not a, like I said, it's not a champagne review. It's not gonna, I'm not gonna give it a score out of 10 or anything like that. It's just to share my experience, really. But yeah, it's a very aromatic champagne. Lovely fruit and vibrance there. Definitely got the baked goods in there too. Nice balance between the two characteristics. But yeah, I'm a fan of this colour as well. Just that lovely, classy champagne colour, and even the bottle as well. It's Pol Roger is not the most dearest champagne out there, and I actually got this on offer as well. So yeah, I paid a little bit less. But when you see a Pol Roger bottle of champagne, it looks like you're treating yourself. You spent a bit of money on it. So yeah, it's certainly a very nice experience to have when you've got one of these bottles by you. Anyway, so I'm going to give this a taste now. Cheers. Lovely. Very dry. That's one thing about Pol Roger is the way how it falls off on the palate is done very, very nicely. It's not too dry where it just feels unsatisfying. It just finishes off quite nicely, and again, most important thing, it invites you to sip some more, and that's what I'm going to do. Fantastic. The ratio of grapes for Pol Roger is a third of each. So Pinot Meunier, Pinot Noir, and Chardonnay. Yeah, nice even balance, and I think when you drink it, it shows. There's not too much of one thing over another. It's got that just nicely well-rounded, nice enough acidity to make it to give you that refreshing first quenchiness. Is that the right term? But not too acidic where it just is too harsh on the palate. Yeah, oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm not surprised that Winston Churchill is a fan. I believe he first started drinking Pol Roger in the early 1900s, so he was a much younger man then, so he was pretty much hooked to the brand well before the peak of his political career. So yeah, it's really good stuff. Pol Roger is a very relatively small and actually still independent champagne maker to this day, and I believe is owned by the 5th generation of the family, and they were founded in the mid 1800s. I believe it was a young man, 18-year-old man called Pol Roger, who decided to get into the champagne trade. I don't think he was able to, he didn't own a vineyard back then, so I believe he was making champagne for the bigger names, for example, Perrier-Jouet and Moet, believe it or not, who did own vineyards. So you could say that Pol Roger started out as a champagne maker. So yeah, it's very humble beginnings, but excellent credentials. When you've got big names, big champagne brands like that asking you to make champagne for them, I think that's something to brag about. And I think the great thing about a smaller independent champagne maker is you can still focus on quality and not worry about enormous amounts of shareholders and all the other stuff that you get with the larger brands that you see these days. It's certainly has that, it doesn't have that commercial taste. It's very, very much very distinct to its identity, and absolutely love it. So yeah. Anyway, I'll stop rambling and I'll have another sip. Yeah, it's amazing. I could detect a bit of floralness as well. Not too much, but it's just got a little bit of everything. I have had Pol Roger before, and I don't know, it must be this one, but it just seems to stand out a little bit more compared to the last time I remember drinking this. So it's taken me by surprise. I wouldn't expect it to be this good. Yeah, and it's kind of thrown me off guard a little bit, really. So yeah, it's all good so far. So I just had another little topperoonie just to determine whether its drinking experience gets any better. Yeah, it's I tell you what, the aroma of this champagne, it's certainly bold and confident. It's not shy at all. I can pick up that salty nuttiness as well, which I think I mentioned in one of my previous reviews, not reviews, wine tasting videos of Veuve Clicquot. It's got that similar nuttiness as well, which I'm very fond of also. Just gonna have one more sip for this video, and then we'll then wrap this one up. Cheers. Yeah, that's about it from me. I just thought I'd put together a little wine tasting video for Pol Roger champagne, and it timed in quite nicely with the upcoming VE Day celebrations. And you know, if that's something that you celebrate, or you have plans around that event, then yeah, I wish you all a lovely day. I believe it's going to be on the 8th, but there'll be, I think, in the next weekend, in the weekend of the 10th and the 11th, there's going to be quite a few events up and down the country, and yeah, fingers crossed the weather holds up, and yeah, and everyone can actually really enjoy the celebrations. And that about wraps up today's video. Pol Roger champagne, fantastic stuff. If you are into champagne, sparkly wines, treat yourself to a bottle, especially for VE Day. It's certainly not going to disappoint, and you know, certainly, and even more, most importantly, share it with your friends and loved ones as well. So yeah, for those who are new to my channel, and those who have not seen my video before, if this is something that you have been enjoying, then please give me a like, or more importantly, please subscribe, as it will make all the difference. So thanks again for watching, everybody. I am 350, and I look forward to seeing you all again in my next video. Have a great weekend now.